Hello everyone, my name is Christo and I am an alcoholic. And then normally people would shout back, "Hi Christo." Not you guys are tired. They have to listen to me, and I'm one of those who talk the whole time about me, because that's the cornerstone of my disease. Me. And how does it impact me? Okay, just quickly, Alcoholics Anonymous, and on a broader side, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, we all deal with basically the same disease, or whatever terminology you clever people think up next for us to use. We deal with the self. We deal with me not being happy with me. It is a form of a moral psychology, if you want to call it like that. We don't know what, you must understand, we work from the inside of the eyeballs outward. So how do I experience this disease? How do I experience changing my life? You guys view us from that side and analyze and measure and tape and all of that. I just want to feel happy being me. And I'll do whatever I can to get to that goal. It will be behavioral problems. Behavioral addictions for me was a big thing as well. Sexual promiscuity was started at teenage years, so it very quickly graduated to being a dad at matric instead of my medicine studies. So that was not the plan. You know, the plan was different. But life happens differently to people like me. And then alcohol came in, did its job. More and more it took over from a point of view where it became my everything. 15 years of marriage didn't mean a thing at the end of the day. Loving your children is not measured at the same level as your drinking. Drinking was number one always. But still I could sit in a church, have a baptism or 3, depending on how serious I am. It's time to turn my life around. Exorcism is very good for a week. It helps you for a week if you're going to go for an exorcism. Went to a psychologist for 5 years discussing the problems. But alcoholism, the ism, I, self and me, has got to do with my perceptual view of reality and the people around me. That's what I have found through AA and the NA program, is I sat and discussed my problems. My wife being the controlling, manipulative person, my mother being controlling, you know, the work, they don't appreciate me. All those, from my perspective, I had problems, justifiable problems, and at the end of the day, how could I not drink? You know, that was the only thing that made life at the end worth living. Didn't know much at that stage. So I did go to a psychiatrist. I was diagnosed with a mental, disorders. It's getting confusing for people personally. But I was diagnosed with bipolar. I got some medication. And again, did it work? You know, I expect medication to do what alcohol does for me. Now that warm glow, that I know of the problems, but at least when I'm in that zone, in that happy space, I don't care about the problems. We'll sort it out tomorrow. We'll make a plan. I was very clever when I got that. I used to make notes about business things. And then when you wake up the next day, you're that fearful me again. And we, in our literature book called Alcoholics Anonymous, that's actually where the fellowship started from, is the book's name is Alcoholics Anonymous. We have a lack of power. That's what we call our dilemma, lack of power. I need something to do life. And when I drink, I got the problem of not stopping due to physical allergy and whatever. We've got our justifications, you've got your psychological analyzations, and in there we meet. So, Carl Jung was the guy who started this whole dominoes effect, and about 100 years ago, when a very rich kid's parents sent him to Carl Jung because Freud was not available. So they sent him to Switzerland, and Carl Jung was helping that guy for 1 year. This guy was Roland Hazard. He was helped for 1 year by Carl Jung people, the Jungians, that Jung. And he went back and he got as far as Paris and got drunk again. So he ran back to Carl Jung, and Carl Jung told him, "Oh, sorry, you're one of those. Now, I'm classified as one of those. The ones that want to be helped, but cannot be helped due to ourselves. You know, we're very paradoxical people, we alcoholics. So in the end, Carl Jung suggested to him, go seek a spiritual path. Basically, he said, go get a miracle, you need that. And he sent him off. This guy was at a place where we call rock bottom. Basically, it's the place where you're so desperate, you don't give a damn anymore. You'll do whatever is suggested. And that, I think, is the start-off point with any disease of my kind. We need that point of realization, acceptance of self, to the point where I'm willing to go to any length to get through this. And that is how our program got started, by a suggestion of Carl Jung, an action plan derived by a then very popular movement called the Oxford Movement. And it went from 6 steps to 12 steps very quickly, because we alcoholics don't like the word surrender, and that was first step, is surrender. We break it up as accept you're screwed, and believe there's something that can assist you, now hand over. So we deal it up, break it up into 3. Long story short, AA is a free fellowship. Alcoholic, all the anonymous programs are free. It is based on an action plan which we follow. I am basically the contact person for the professional facilities in the northern area, and that's basically from Midrand up Limpopo, all those places. I speak every other week at Florence Ribeiro, and they have doubled in the last 7 years, from about 50 to 60 on average people there to about 120 they're averaging now for the last year. And it is heartbreaking to a certain degree for me to see people in need when there's a free program available. It's totally a free program, and I'm not saying AA is the only one. I just know of myself and a few, and we actually would have had Louise Kotsukwane here. She crossed all the boxes of all the diseases and stuff due to her addiction as well. And same with me, but the bottom line is we need to get the message out there that Alcoholics Anonymous is a free program. It's available to anyone. We are growing our program now to be more online, because of rural areas it's difficult to physically have meetings there, so we would like to start putting it out there that we are online. We've got a lot of online meetings. There's a lot of misinformation on Alcoholics Anonymous, and I do think it's our own fault, because we've got this thing called the 12 traditions, and that means we are silent about what we do. So we leave everybody else's imagination up to what we do. And that's a problem these days, because it's everybody sitting and struggling with their life. We work on solutions. We share our experience, strength and hope with each other to help each other. It's also based a lot on Viktor Frankl's logotherapy. It's very closely related to that. So when we talk about spirituality, that was just old jargon in the old days about taking action in your own life. But first of all, it's a self-recognitional program. You recognize yourself, admit who you are, and then start doing some work on yourself by analyzing and then accepting, and then you go through a process of making amends as you can, and then you flow through to helping others. Another misrepresentation about AA with regards to sponsorship, you do get that the one story gets blown up proportion everywhere. If somebody misuses their power, I'm a plumber. I don't know how you do your stuff, but I can help you with the mechanics of your life, looking through the 12-step process. And you derive your own things out of that, and we work through it. It's just one guy helping another. So AA is an addition to you. At Florence Ribeiro and all the rehabilitation centers, it doesn't matter if you come from the 50 grand per month rehabs or the state facilities, your chances are equal. It's about that, creating that willingness and of doing anything to get to a certain level of acceptance that I'm really down and out. And I think that is something that in South Africa is very needed. We are not against any psychological assistance. We're not against any psychiatric assistance. We're not against any religion. But we are none of those as well. We purely assist the guy in accepting and getting to know himself. It's a self-realization program, to be honest. And then through that, you get to a stable foot. I did not get my medication sorted before I could acknowledge my disease of alcoholism. So, I don't know, there's a little circle which is first, the egg or the chicken, I don't care about that. It's just at the end, I tried religion, I tried psychiatry, psychology, and I got help in AA initially, which then drew me back to getting the help at the other places, but now with another understanding about what I am. So that's just in short, quickly, what I wanted to say about the fellowships, the 12-step help programs. Thank you.